R.P. Myers, inventor of the grip ball jaw system. Grip ball jaws is an auxiliary jaw system that mounts into the typical bench vise. It is designed to hold irregularly shaped objects like you see here before you. As a sculptor and as a carver, I could not find anything that would hold irregularly shaped objects solidly enough for me to apply power tools to it. Now, back when I did stone sculpture and bronze sculptures, I nestled them in sandbags and their sheer weight held them there. The first time I put a dry piece of black walnut into the sandbags and applied an Arbortech tool to it, I wanted to jerk it across the room. So I searched and tried to find something that would hold an irregular shaped object, and I couldn't find anything. So what I did is I invented the grip ball jaw system. Now, the grip ball jaw system consists of an adapter that fits into the movable jaw of your bench vise. It has 2 pivot arms, and then it has 4 of the long pins and 4 of the short pins, and I'll show you how those work in a moment. Okay, once you have the adapter mounted into the vise, you put one of the jaws in there, excuse me a moment, and you make sure that you slip on the anti-friction washer that is provided with the system, and you put that in any of the bench dog holes that will hold the object that you want to hold. Now, you can see on the bench, I've got more holes than necessary. All you need is one line of holes going away from the center of the vise. After you've mounted the pivot arms, you can just position the grip pins in any hole that would hold the shape of the object that you want to hold. Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to use a tree root. This is a wood spirit carving that my sister gave me before she passed. And all you have to do is you just take and you position your pins so where they'll make contact. You see that the arm oscillates like that. So you position that. You want the center to come through the item. You position where your back 2 pins will grab it where you want it to. You snug it up, and it's rock solid. Now, if I wanted to work on this face of the item after doing something here, all I have to do is open up my vise. And you see how quick and easy it is to change positions. Okay. The grip ball jaws works on the principle of 2 pivot arms and the movable pins. I wanted a device that would hold objects very similar to your fingers on your hands. Well, here are my fingers, and this allows me to move them in this direction, and the 6 holes across the top allow me to move them laterally. So I can take any shaped object any size. Okay, now for those of you that are woodworkers, you say, well, I'm not a carver, I'm not a sculptor. Well, the bench that the vise that you've got on your bench is no better than the maximum opening that it will open up to. With the grip ball jaw system, it will now extend your gripping capacity to the farthest bench dog hole that you have on your bench. So you will make the capacity of your vise either 3 to 4 to 5 times more than it is right now. Also, another thing that we'll do for the typical woodworker is let's say that every woodworker has got a whole plethora of hand power tools. You can take that hand power tool, position it in there like that, snug that up, and now I have a mini bench sander. I can do the same thing with my random orbital sander. Again, just quickly positioning these pins to grip where you want it to, snug that up. Now, if you're wanting to use a random orbital sander on, say, small objects, you are just controlling the object on here instead of trying to hold that heavy sander on a small piece of wood. Okay? This is the type of thing that really inspired the grip ball jaws to be invented. I do a lot of work with scrap wood. This happened to be a piece of firewood. If you can imagine, this is where the bark was on the outside of the log. This was the first cut that Sawyer made. You look at it, it's got beautiful grain, so take the bark off, shape it. Well, a lot of my friends say, well, you can't hold that in your vise because I take all of my bowls down to a 1/16 of an inch or less thickness. Well, again, by positioning the pins wherever I need them, let's say that I wanted to carve the feet on this before I got this done. You just find your contact with your pins, secure that. It's very, very solid, but yet it's not hurting the edge or it's not crushing the edge of that bowl at all. Now for you turners, you can hold the bowl right side up. This allows you to work on the edge, on the inside. Let's say you wanted to take and clean up where you might have had a tenon or some holding device in your chuck. You put it on there, and now you can work on the bottom of the bowl. Maybe you decided instead of having a rim to set on, you wanted to carve feet on it. This would hold it very securely for that task. Now a lot of wood turners are turning to embellishing the edge of their bowls. And so by taking and again arranging the pins on your vise, you can take and then you line that up like that. Now I can carve, I can wood burn, I can fill inlays, whatever I happen to want. And then once that segment of it's done, you loosen it up, you rotate it, and you do the next segment. It's very quick and very simple. Okay? For those of you who happen to be weekend mechanics, there's another thing that this will do. I have not found a shape yet that this will not hold. Here's a carburetor. Let's say you want to rebuild a carburetor on a boat or an RV or an ATV or dirt bike or something like that. Basically, you line up your pins and make contacts. Now, with a carburetor, for example, you might have to be careful of what you're pressing against because you don't want to bend anything. But you want to do a rebuild kit or you want to do any kind of a function on a part to your vehicle, it holds it very solidly so you have both hands to work on. You're not, and with the grip ball jaws, you're not in fear of breaking any of the alloy materials. Now, one thing that you ask, well, what are the short pins for? Well, one of the things that you can do if you're a woodworker, oftentimes you might be asked to do something like a flag case for a veteran. A flag case is in a triangular shape. I don't happen to have a flag case right now, but I've got a flat piece of plywood here. And the short pins are used like this. You line up, and I adjust the flats of these short pins onto what I'm gripping. Now, you can route all the way around on this object. You can sand on this object. You don't have to loosen clamps and turn it around. It's free to work on whatever you want. Now, this will hold any shape. I don't care if it's round, kidney shape, arc shape, whatever. This device will hold any shape you can throw at it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you want more information, go to gripballjaws.com. You can call us, email us, or contact any way it's convenient, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Thank you for watching.